In the heart of a woodland grove, there stood an ancient tree, knew every smell, sight, and sound of the forest by heart. He took pleasure in the feeling of a squirrel's toes tickling his bark, and his branches creaked with amusement. Let me keep reading.
Oh, yes.
He felt the wind massaging his limbs and bowed in gratitude. When birdsong vibrated through his trunk, he rustled his leaves with joy. A wise old owl once, living in a hollow at the base of the tree, began to take notice of this gentle language. After a time, he sensed a deep sadness pouring from the tree's heart, a silent yearning to be free of his rooted existence. One night, oh my god, I can't. My fingers hurt. One night, the owl held a meeting of all the forest animals and explained what he had observed. I entreat you all to join me in a plea to the woodland spirits that they may grant this tree freedom of movement and speech and sight we all take for granted. But, said a baby squirrel that had been born in the tree that spring, if the tree goes away, where will we live? Who will give us shade, and where will we get our food? The owl heard the tree creak with delight at the squirrel's words of appreciation. He could still tell that he longed for a life of his own. He convinced the animals that this was the right thing to do. They gathered in a circle and raised their paws and wings and voices to the midnight sky. The next morning, the tree awoke with eyes and a mouth. His roots began cracking. Continued on back. Slither out of the soil and his branches began to wave about as he shook the dirt from his newfound feet. Thank you all for your selflessness. He called with his strong new voice. I am the happiest tree in the world. He headed off, waving goodbye. All of his friends promising to return with often tales of his travels. Jonah Carter.
The tree.
I am a fucking tree.